Hey everyone! What? So this is just gonna be like a little story time, I guess. I've never filmed a story time on my channel before, so this is a first for me. Just on my Florida updates. Because I haven't posted in a long time, I was just gonna make a vlog, and then throughout the vlog, tell you about things, and eventually it would equal what I'm gonna be talking about in this video. But I don't know. It just feels weird jumping straight into a vlog when I have so much to tell you. And I do have my pineapple tidbits. I don't know why they're called tidbits. I would just call these some pineapple chunks. But I'm gonna be snacking on these during the video. I actually am standing in front of my window because everywhere else in my room, the lighting is really bad. It's like really bad. So I'm gonna need to figure out a solution to that problem because I don't want to just be standing in front of my window for every single video. Okay, and I actually was debating on showing this in the video that I got. I'm actually really embarrassed. But I got this ring light. Okay, because listen, I was trying to film a video like last week and the lighting at my desk is so terribly bad. And maybe it helps a little bit. I'm like really bad with lighting. I don't understand how some people that make YouTube videos just have like really good lighting wherever they go. Okay. Well, listen. So I have my desk in the corner and my window is in the middle of my room. I could just put my desk in front of the window, my problems would be solved. But I want it in the corner of my room. I just like the vibes of it there more. Okay, I've thought a little bit about what I want to talk about. So here are the 5 sections of today's video. Number 1, I'm going to be talking about why I left school, why I moved to Florida. I'm going to talk about my new job. I'm going to talk about some things that I bought. And then I'm going to give my final thoughts on my Florida experience so far. And I hope you love the video. I'm not really going to be showing you anything except me talking. So don't expect anything super interesting. I'll just show you the dogs. So anyways, why did I leave school? That's a great question. You would think I was doing pretty well. I was in a club where I met lots of my friends. I had a job that I absolutely loved. This is actually a shirt from the job. I love that job and every single day I think about it because it was amazing. It was so easy and I loved my coworkers and I low-key was like kind of getting paid a lot for an on-campus job. I finally found a major that I actually really loved. Things were going great, or so it would seem. It felt like I was setting myself up for success and I had lots of things going for me. But I don't know, just something deep down was telling me, Brandon, you could be happier somewhere else, doing something else. I also didn't even know what I wanted to do with my degree, so even if I enjoyed it, it just kind of felt pointless. So then, I was telling my sister all about how I was kind of depressed and didn't really want to go to I wanted to take some time off from school. And then she was like, oh my gosh, my fiance and I are buying a house in Florida. You can come live with us. And I was like, yeah, right. That's not gonna happen. No way I'm moving all the way across the country and leaving all my besties and living in Florida with you. That's crazy. And then I took some time to think about it and then I was like, actually, I'm moving to Florida, baby. Okay, so I feel like I'm not very good at talking. Like I'm not really creating a cohesive storyline. At least I feel like I'm not. So now I'm in Florida and let me just tell you about my job experience. Or not like my job experience, like what you would put on a resume. But my experience finding a job here. Because Oh, you scared me. Oh, so my sister... I'm like not talking about this very well. Sorry, this video is gonna be kind of a mess. So my sister has 3 dogs. Hallie is kind of scared of me. And there's Fitz and Oakley. And Fitz is my little baby. Okay, I'm not actually gonna show you guys anything because the theme of this vlog is a sit-down video. Even though I'm not sitting down, it's a stand-up video. And I'm just stationary. No, I don't actually mean like I'm supposed to be as if it's like a rule. But low-key, just these are the vibes I'm going for. Wait. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Okay, listen. I'll make some vlogs and I'll actually show y'all everything in the vlogs. But for now, just listen. This is an auditory exercise. Okay, they live in a 2-story house, 4 bedrooms. They have a little loft. It's a brand new house, but I guess it's like not super expensive because it's Florida. And I guess like houses are cheap here. I don't really know how it works. I do not know how a house works. And I just learned what a mortgage was last night on TikTok. And it was actually really helpful. I was like, oh, this is cool. So I'm living here. Yes, it's like right outside of Orlando. It's like low-key in a weird spot. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like in a neighborhood and pretty much all the houses look the same. And I hate when that happens. I love when all the houses are different. I feel like that's low-key only though in like a rich neighborhood. But all the houses are like very boxy. Very, very boxy. But they live in this neighborhood, and the neighborhood feels like you're in the suburbs, but then outside of the neighborhood is like the country. So it's like really weird. It's like a random suburban neighborhood tucked into the countryside. But it's like not super country. There's like other little neighborhoods scattered around as well, but in between each neighborhood is country. I like literally don't know how to describe it, and it honestly is like a really weird vibe. So because they kind of live in the middle of nowhere, I don't have very many job options since I don't have a car. And there are only 3 businesses even remotely in walking distance. Anything else is like a 2-hour walk away, and there's no way I'm about to walk 2 hours one way to go to work every day. That would be a little bit ridiculous. So my 3 options were Jersey Mike's, Papa John's if I want to make some pizza, or Publix, which is a grocery store. Let me go rinse my hands. So out of all 3 of my options, I wanted to work at Publix the most just because I love grocery shopping and I love the vibes of grocery stores. They're so much fun and it just feels like such a safe place. About a month before I moved here, I flew here on August 26th. I think today is like October 2nd? I don't know. And I applied to Publix online on like October 1st. I meant to say on August 1st. And I also applied to Jersey Mike's just to give myself some options. The dogs want me to play with them. But no playtime now because I'm making a video. I didn't apply to Papa John's because that was like my least favorite option. So actually neither of them got back to me at first. But I called Publix and I was like, hey, just following up on an application. Want to hire me? And I guess the manager wasn't there at the time, which I think they're lying to me because spoiler alert, I work there now and there's like always multiple managers there all the time. And I called at like noon. So how is there not a manager there? And they're like, oh, the manager's actually not here right now, but I'll put your name down and if we're hiring, then they will give you a call. And yeah, now that I'm really looking back at that, I'm like, they totally were lying to me. And I doubt they even like took my name down. But then I called Jersey Mike's and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, we were just looking at your... Hush your mouth, love. We were just looking at your application. We want to give you an interview. And I was like, oh, so I'm actually not even living in Florida right now. Could I do like an interview over Zoom so that right when I get to Florida, I can just start right away? And then the manager was like, I don't do that online stuff. So you can just come in for an interview when you get here. I waited a little longer. Hush your mouth, love. So then next, a different Publix actually ended up reaching out to me. One that was too far from where I lived, so I couldn't work there. Wasn't even in question. And they were like, hey, we want to give you an interview. And I was like, this is too far for me. Can I work at the other place though? And then they were like, yeah, you can just give them a call and say that we contacted you for an interview, but this is too far, so you actually want to interview there. I think that's kind of what happened. So then I called the Publix again. I was like, hey, they told me to give you a call and can I have an interview? I didn't say exactly that, but it was pretty much what I was going for. I still like didn't even talk to the manager. And then I think they just like told me that they would like let me know if they were hiring. I don't even know. It was like so hard to get through these people. I really have to stay persistent. But then... Can you guys hush your mouth, love? So then I moved to Florida. Like my 3rd day here, I went over to Jersey Mike's. I said, I'm ready for my interview. And then it was actually like really... Go, Fitz, go. It was actually like really weird. I just like sat down at one of the dining tables and they were just asking me like very casual questions about my availability and how many hours I'm looking for. And actually like one guy came and talked to me. I didn't even know who he was, but he just sat down and started asking me questions. He like didn't even say hi. It was honestly like very weird and like not very professional. And then like after the first question that he asked me, I was like, wait, who are you? And then he's like, oh, I'm the assistant manager. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that's good to know. And then he was like, oh, I have to actually go to the bathroom. And then he went to the bathroom, but then he didn't come back. He like went and started working. And I was like, what is going on? So then the owner came and started talking to me. But then halfway through talking to me, he like started sweeping the dining area. It wasn't what I was expecting. And then he was like, okay, well, do you want to start on Tuesday? And I was like, oh, sure. Works perfect. And he actually couldn't give me full-time hours. He low-key lied. He was like, I can only offer you part-time, but if you pick up shifts, you could easily get to 40 hours a week. And I was like, oh, perfect. That sounds great. Yeah, right. He gave me 20 hours the first week, which I guess was fine, and then 13 hours the second week. I was like, this doesn't really seem anywhere close to 40. And like, also no one was dropping any shifts. Then I was being really super sneaky. I went into Publix. I went up to one of the employees and I was like, hey, I've been like trying to work here. Is there like a manager nearby that I can talk to? And she was like, oh my gosh, Kevin's right over there. He's the the cashier manager or something. So then I was like, oh my gosh. So I went over and talked to Kevin. I was like, probably really weird. And then partway through me introducing myself to Kevin and giving my little spiel about how I just moved to Florida, I'm looking for a job. I already followed up a couple times. Tiffany came on over and she was like the manager of the stalking people. Then they said that open interviews were like next week on Thursday. The day before Thursday comes around, one of the employees calls me and they say, hey Brandon, the deli department is the only department that wants to hire you. And our deli department manager actually is the only one that isn't here during the open interviews day. So can you come next day? So I went in for my interview. Oh, but then here's the pickle. Here is the tricky situation that I got myself into. Because the deli department makes sandwiches just like Jersey Mike's, I said, I actually work at Jersey Mike's right now. And so I was hoping either if I got full-time here, then I'd quit Jersey Mike's. And if I could only get part-time here, then I'll work at both places. And he was like, oh, that actually doesn't work because since Jersey Mike's also makes sandwiches, they're a competitor. So I can't work at both places at once. Low-key, I'm like, that's kind of dumb though, because like, how does that even make a difference? It's not like I'm gonna be stealing the company's secrets and be like a little spy. I really am not that invested. So then like the same day, only like an hour after I had my interview, the guy called me and was like, you're hired. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. It's everything I've dreamed of and more. I left Jersey Mike's and I was now an employee at Publix. And then like after I filled out my paperwork, but I wasn't on the schedule yet, I ran into Tiffany while I was grocery shopping. And I was like, hey Tiffany, do you remember me? I talked to you when I was trying to get an interview. Well, I'm working at the deli now. I just got hired. And she's like, what? And she just like seemed really confused. And then I was confused. And it was just like a really weird conversation because I think we were both confused. I don't know if she remembered me or not, but I think she might have been like pretending like she remembered me, which just made the whole situation more confusing. And then what happened? I'm like trying to remember these things. They happened like a whole month ago. She was like, wait, you're working at the deli? I wanted you to work for me. And I was like, what? They told me that the deli department was the only department that wanted me, which is why I had to like reschedule my interview and everything. And she was like, what? No, I've been wanting you. I like requested to have an interview with you. And I was like, what? Who's been lying to me? There was sabotage left and right. Kind of a manipulative environment if you ask me. So then I was like really confused and I was like, oh man, well, I work at the deli now. And it's pretty cool. I actually found out that the deli department makes the most. It was like a hidden miracle, I guess. It is the most work though. Every day I'm like, this is kind of a lot and I don't know what I'm doing. And I love the people that I work with. There's like a lot of foreign people. And so it's really cool meeting everyone. That's my work story. Yay. So I will now move on to show you the things that I bought for my bedroom in Florida. My Florida home. I have this onion cutter. You put the onion here and then you close it. This tofu press. So this works great. I bought this lunchbox. So it comes with 3 different tiers. And I actually love this. It's low-key not the most practical because each layer is kind of shallow, but it's very cute and gives me good lunch vibes. But it comes with these 3 little silicone things. You can put little snacks in here or you can take them out. It comes with a bunch of these little animal pics. We have a lion, elephant, frog, bunny, panda, and then repeats. It has a fork and spoon. I bought this lamp. Yeah, you touch it and it turns on. I have this little scratch pad. I actually didn't buy, but my sister gave it to me. And they wrote, Brandon eats poop for dinner, which is so true. You just like scratch it. And then it's like colorful, you see? I bought this desk, I bought this chair, I bought this bed, I bought this chessboard. Oh, I also bought this paper. And look at how bright it is. I'm like very impressed at how vibrant this is. Have you ever seen paper so bright in your whole life? That is very cool. So what have I been up to? Mainly, I've been practicing my Chinese. I actually have been really good at staying consistent with that. So this is my Chinese notebook. I've just been reviewing the textbook that I was using in my Chinese class last school year. This is my Chinese notebook. I have like my character writing practice, and then I have my grammar with each lesson. And it's actually so cool. And then these are my flashcards. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. I've been adjusting, getting my room set up, just getting into a routine. I also have a Planet Fitness membership, but I haven't been there in like the past week and a half because my sister went to California for like 5 days and she took the car with her to the airport. And then right when they got back, there was the Hurricane Ian, which actually, let me tell you about that. That like just ended, but it was nowhere near as big of a deal as people made it out to seem in my specific city. I understand it was like a lot worse in other places. We only lost power for like 9 hours and it was overnight, so didn't even really affect me. It was just just like really, really windy and really, really rainy for like 12 hours. Yeah. This is my really long talk. Oh boy, I've been talking for so long. And this is my room. There's a balloon because I just turned 21. I bought my first alcohol purchase a few days ago, and I bought a bottle of wine. Oh boy, it was not good. It was only $10, so I think maybe that's why it wasn't good. I only had like not even a full glass, and it like maybe gave me like a small headache and wasn't even good. So that's kind of a bummer. I only got it because it was like the cheapest one I could find, and the label looked pretty. But here's my room. There's my bed. There's my desk, my closet. And here are my final thoughts. I've only lived here for barely even a month though, so who am I to judge? But it's not as humid or as hot as people made it out to seem. I do notice though that the grass is like really thick here, and it's not as soft as Oregon grass. And also, I'm like really scared to film around people, and so I'm just gonna make a lot of YouTube videos in my room, and you'll never even see my sister because I'm too scared. It's really weird because I used to like not care about filming around people at all, or I did like a little bit, but now I like can't film around anyone. It's too scary. Here's the view outside my window. It's actually very pretty time of the day right now. But I hope you liked this video. I think I really want my next video to be like, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, where I get a bunch of different types of the same food and then I review them. And I just think that'll be really fun. Like I really want to do chips or like foreign foods, because there's a lot of like foreign foods at Publix, like different sections. So I think maybe that'll be my next video, and that'll be more of a fun one. This was serious. This was a serious video. And I've also been standing this whole time. I've been standing for like an hour and 15 minutes just talking about me working at Publix and that I'm in Florida. Too much for me. Something that I really noticed is people say ma'am a lot. They really use that word. They love it. So many of my coworkers are always like, what would you like, ma'am? Of course, ma'am. Anything for you, ma'am. I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of ma'am. This is the ma'am mother load. Someone told me it's the Southern hospitality. I just like noticed it right away because in Oregon, I don't think really anyone says ma'am. It like sounds very, very formal, and like you only use it maybe with like an old lady. I don't know. Or they'll be like, ma'am, to get someone's attention. But when I'm trying to get someone's attention, I would say like, hello, or I like just say what I'm gonna say to them and hope that they're paying attention. If they don't, I just keep saying it. But yeah, there's a lot of ma'ams here. And people are a lot nicer than I expected though. For some reason, I thought everyone was gonna be like really mean and like racist. And you know, maybe a lot of people are racist. But I mean, I'm not having enough deep interactions to know if the people that I'm meeting are racist. But I just thought it was gonna be like so blatant. Like, I just thought people were gonna be like really, really mean for some reason and like messed up. So, I hope you love watching me talk about Florida. Oh, baby. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.